think sometimes when people are thinking about what's the answer on trans rights, things like changing language around breastfeeding or talking about parents instead of mothers, it's unnecessary erasure of language and identities, and I think people have got to be sensitive to that. Similarly, it's perfectly legitimate for people to disagree with J.K. Rowling and her position on this, but you've got to ask yourself, if you're in the business of winning hearts and minds, if someone like J.K. Rowling has written a deeply personal piece in which she outlines very personal, painful experience of abuse, do you really think the way to win an argument for trans equality is to kind of try and shut her down? On trans equality, and I've had lots of private conversations with some colleagues. I mean, there are sort of the higher profile cases like Rosie, where her social media has just kind of added fuel to the flames, bluntly, and is indefensible. And I understand why people are going, actually, why should I be patient? And why should I tolerate people who are intolerant towards me? I think that is actually a really reasonable position, by the way. But I think we've got a responsibility as leaders and political leaders to try and win that battle of hearts and minds and win people round. And that's why, I don't want people to misconstrue what I've said on social media. I mean, they clearly have, by the way. That's I think I take full responsibility for that. It's my fault, not anyone else's. I will defend Rosie Duffield against abuse on social media because I think abuse is wrong. And I also don't think it's going to persuade anyone. What I will not defend are the things that she said and the social media posts that she's liked, because I think that's incendiary and unhelpful and also actively harmful to people too. And I've kind of said that to her, and she's a friend of mine, and I hope that we can sort of win people like Rosie round.